the people forget that you still have to build a relationship with someone, even though it is on social media. And I think that's the biggest mistake is people are trying to actually, sell themselves too quickly.
So joining me on the line today, I have Jan from Kvell. Welcome to the call, Jan.
Thanks, David. Yeah, nice to be here.
So tell me what Kvell does.
Kvell is basically a digital marketing business.
Yep.
We offer marketing services to various types of businesses, mostly business to business or B2B services.
Mm-hmm.
And quite a few of them are technology type or SaaS solutions, software as a service. Yeah.
Right.
That's basically what we do.
Okay. So is there a particular sort of channel or a style of marketing that you do, or is it general?
Generally, it's using LinkedIn as a platform.
Yeah.
And then combining that organic outreach with content.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a really cool content solution that basically curates existing content and then with an introduction that basically summarizes that and a link to original content, we are able to build our clients as influencers very effectively and very cost effectively. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because one of the key elements with LinkedIn marketing is to become an influencer so that you get more reach. Is that what happens?
That's correct, but it's also so that when you reach out to people and you want to talk to them, they are in a good frame of mind to talk to you as well, because the first thing they're going to do is look at your profile and see what activity you've done. And if they see you sharing a lot of valuable information, they would then be more open to talk to you.
Right. So tell me a bit about like what are the traps people fall into when they're using LinkedIn? Because it's a very compelling or enticing lead generation platform, isn't it?
Yes, yes, and because of that, it's getting a lot of fatigue as well, because the people forget that you still have to build a relationship with someone, even though it is on social media. And I think that's the biggest mistake is people are trying to actually, sell themselves too quickly.
Right. So that's one of the big mistakes people are making is going straight into the sale before they build relationship.
Correct. Yes.
What other errors are you seeing?
Mainly that their profile is neglected, that they don't share content, and they're using software bots, which it's pretty. So send a connection request, and the second someone connects is follow up with a sales message,
right?
Which is related to what I said before. But
yeah. Okay, so really, like it sounds like you guys are more sort of advanced in your approach to LinkedIn. So let me ask you this: why did you go into this business? Why LinkedIn?
Well, I've been in digital marketing in general since about 2015. Originally, I'm from South Africa. Long before that, I had a software business of my own. It was quite successful. We had about 80 clients, and we have large international clients like Reebok, Puma. I was kind of burnt out, and then I started doing consulting, and some years later started a digital marketing business. But I had a sense of all this new technology that was developed, and I'm a bit of a freak as far as technology is concerned. So I started using LinkedIn to reach out to people worldwide, because from South Africa, I wanted to have an international business.
Yep.
And I changed to my outreach being LinkedIn. And then that being successful, I then offered that to my clients as well.
Right.
So that's how we came onto LinkedIn. And the fact that through LinkedIn, I'm myself I'm fairly introverted. I don't like cold calling. And through LinkedIn, you can talk to almost anybody in the world directly, right, without going through a gatekeeper. It's actually extremely powerful. So that's why that is. Although we do offer Google ads, Facebook ads, and other areas of marketing as well, LinkedIn is one of our primary services.
Right. And so is there a particular industry or sector that LinkedIn works better for?
Any business to business where it's more high ticket sales items. So where the company is selling something that's worth possibly 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 plus per annum for every new customer they get. LinkedIn is ideal for that.
Yeah.
If it's services that are less or are lower value, because LinkedIn organic outreach is high value, low volume. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So for anything else, you need other marketing efforts like pay-per-click to scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So really for those high value, high ticket item, business to business products.
Ideally, yes. Although there are some cases where selling to consumers also work, but also high ticket items.
Right. Okay. Very good. Very good. And so let me ask you, you've been in business for a while. What do you believe to be the best piece of business advice you've ever received?
Business advice. Well, business advice I've given myself is to trust your instinct. Very often it's actually weird how you instinctively feel something about someone you meet, or something that's quite not right, or something that you should be doing, and you ignore those instincts to your peril.
Yeah, right. So really,
because it's not some hairy fairy thing. It's actually because of years of experience. Your subconscious is telling you something that you should be doing, but you can't put your finger on why.
Right.
So just trust it and do it. Yeah.
Interesting. And are you a fan of reading business books or podcasts, or is there any sort of inspirational person that you follow?
Inspirational person, I don't really follow this person, but I find him very inspirational. Is someone like Elon Musk, but he's not a writer, and the reason I find him inspirational is because he does things that are out of the ordinary. And he has taken massive risks, and he's done it successfully where people thought he was going to fail, for example, with Tesla. And I find that pretty inspirational. Books, I can't remember the author. There's one book that's called Simplicity. I can't remember the author. I thought that book was really, really great. Yeah, because very often we do too many things, and I'm particularly it's something that I sometimes do get too complicated, and that book helped me, just be simple, and do less, but more quality.
Yeah, gotcha. So it's so easy to say, but it's hard to do, isn't it?
Yes.
We live in a world of distraction, and I think people keep getting the fear of missing out, the FOMO.
100%, yes. Yeah.
And it's hard to quieten the noise and just focus on the one thing.
Correct.
Simplicity. I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So look, obviously the economy has gone through some major changes in the past few years. What advice do you give to people in business right now? If someone asked you for advice, what advice would you give?
Well, I think people are a little bit, during COVID, things like webinars were very successful. I find people are a little bit webinared out. So we need to we need to find different ways of actually getting to several people, and more like quality events, I think is the way to go, rather than a webinar trying to sell to a lot of people. That's one of the things. And I think generally, I mean, some businesses have been really, really devastated. Technology businesses have done, in general, have done really well.
Yep.
It's hard to say what's going to be next because, you know, I think employees want to work from home now. I think it's really exciting that you now can have a multinational business with people working from everywhere. And even as a small business, you can be kind of multinational. I think that's fantastic.
Fascinating, isn't it?
COVID has taught us. You can sell anywhere.
You can sell anywhere. So
you can do business anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can employ people from anywhere, you know.
Yeah, and it's super cost effective too, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And I don't only mean, you know, using people from low cost countries. It is still, you know, if you need someone that is really good, but you perhaps can't afford a full-time person, you know, so many people are now wanting to work freelance. You can actually buy a slice of their time, you know, and still have a really top quality person in an expensive, so-called expensive living country, you know.
Yeah. So the flexibility for work.
Yes.
And the flexibility of service provision.
Yes. Yeah.
Is really sort of, I think it's permanent. I don't think it's going to change. And you sort of mentioned people are webinared out, but also Zoom is it's like saying people are telephoned out.
Yeah.
They use telephones to communicate, and then now they use Zoom to communicate as well, or you know, Teams or whatever it might be. And I don't ever feel it'll disappear because because where are you based, Jan?
I'm in Brisbane.
Yes. So if we were to do this as a live event, it wouldn't happen. Right? Because I'm in Melbourne and you're in Brisbane. So to actually, the logistics of it would cost thousands of dollars to do this recording for 10 minutes. So if we do it over Zoom, I'm never going to go back to saying, well, Jan, I need you to fly down to Melbourne so we can do this interview, because it's just not even practical or financially viable. So I think it's here to stay, right?
Not only that, you have to perhaps stay over, or you're going to fly in, fly out. So that's a whole day gone.
Yeah.
You know, for something that takes 10 minutes doesn't make sense.
No. So you can see it sort of staying. And I feel like it just gives people that ability to get high quality talent, as you mentioned, to communicate faster, to provide better service. So it sort of ratchets up the expectation on service delivery. Yeah. Interesting. So I suppose if we're going to wrap this whole conversation up in one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think, just do it, you know. I suppose I'm stealing Nike's phrase, but, you know, I think there's so much opportunity in the world now that, and okay, unfortunately, it's also become more competitive, but, you know, you can still carve out a niche for yourself. And just be positive and go for it. And it's funny because you give people too many options and they can't make a decision, because you talked about simplicity. Correct. Yes.
But the oxymoron is that we're in a world where all the changes have created 100 different ways to compete. It doesn't mean it's competitive. It just means that it's easier. Right. But some people
that's a very good point, because you know, I think the problem is people are often looking for a formula that works, right? And there's more than one formula, okay,
that work.
So now you start off on a path. Let's call it marketing. Let's say you're trying to find new customers, and you start off on this path. And you think, wow, it's not any of these. Then you see all the shiny objects, you know. You see this person has done this, and that person has done that, and before you know it, you're trying a hybrid of everything else, and nothing works. So keep it simple, and just keep doing it. And there is more than one way for something to work.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just needs consistency.
yeah.
And to be consistent.
Yeah, I think so. I think sort of take away the noise, really focus on one thing and be consistent and just get better at that one thing.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Jan, conscious of time, really appreciate your input today. It was great to get to know a bit more about you, the man behind the business. So thank you.
Pleasure. Yeah, thank you for inviting me, David.
Yeah, no problems. Cheers.
Cheers.